Here's a fun little fact about me. I am a big Doctor Who fan.
Still refusing to call myself a Whovian.
And like most big fans of Doctor Who, I have a disposable income. DVD releases, Blu-ray sets, Dalek and Cybermen figures, Pertwee. I have a steadily growing Doctor Who collection that may be described as concerning by some. Though here's the problem. I don't have a TARDIS model yet! How can I call myself a Doctor Who fan if I don't have the box? As you can see, this is a major problem, one I've been keen on fixing for quite some time now. I've scrolled through some online shopping sites for a TARDIS of my own choosing. Being honest, I've never cared for the overly blue, pristine TARDIS look, and unfortunately that's what a lot of the models seem to go for. Also, a lot of them have a gimmick of a built-in speaker, and I just don't want that. I figure the sounds would be muffled, and I figure the speaker holes would just be distracting. Eventually, I found the one just for me. The Second Doctor and Tardis set, a more rugged TARDIS with a nice, dull blue color to it, just what I needed. Also, it came with a Patrick Troughton figure, a nice little bonus. The price wasn't too bad, just a little bit more than what some of the single TARDIS models were selling for. So I placed my order, and waited for the TARDIS to be delivered. When it arrived, I opened that sucker right open and carefully removed the figurines,
not toys,
from the box within. First, let's discuss old Pat over here. This figure captures the likeness of the Second Doctor rather well. The face is unmistakably Troughton. He's sporting his Beatleish haircut with some heavily applied eyeliner. Must be going through his emo phase, don't worry man, we've all been there. The clothing is also very good, exactly being that of what he wore in the War Games, while also being a good summarize of what his outfit was throughout his entire tenure in general. A scruffy jacket, a loose handkerchief hanging out of his breast pocket, a crooked bow tie, and a pair of sleeves that are too long for his arms. It perfectly encapsulates the overall look of the Second Doctor. The figure is also very articulate, with movable arms and legs. His limbs can also rotate 360 degrees. So that's why he regenerated. Now on to the main attraction, the TARDIS. Modeled after the TARDIS shown off in the War Games, though technically this build of the TARDIS was used from the end of the Hartnell era all the way up to the beginning of Tom Baker's run, making this model a pretty good representation of how the ship looked throughout a solid chunk of the classic series. It has a very nice, rugged look to it, something I like quite a lot. It really looks grimy. I don't know how they managed to really make it look like there's a layer of dust over every inch of it, but it's really impressive. I'll take this dull grayish blue any day over the vivid blues that so many other TARDIS builds go for. The roof is a bit flatter than I prefer. I do like the stepping roof that most other TARDISes have, but hey, a flatter roof still has its place, making it more symmetrical anyway. Granted, it's not this model's fault for the flat roof, it's just doing its best to look how the TARDIS did in the show at the time. The details are rather lovely on this model. A fine wood grain texture, alongside some frosted glass, makes this model feel like the real deal. Look here, this is the best part. The doors actually open, so you can open these suckers up to reveal... Okay, well that's disappointing. Also, the doors close through a spring lock. Well, at least the right door does. You have to pull the left door closed, pushing it past the little latch on top. After that, you press this little button on the bottom and... Oh! So yeah, overall I really... Guess I bought one with the speakers built in after all. Funny, the seller didn't say anything about it making noise. And oh, look at this box. I guess the front glass lights up as well. Guess I might as well pop some batteries into this thing. Come on! Come on! What? Why is this opening? Is it super glued on there? What the heck? Y'all, I tried to pry this battery compartment open for a good little bit. I tried to wedge it open with a screwdriver and then later with a can opener, but it wouldn't budge. I thought I was going crazy. I checked the box all around, seeing there's something I had to do to get it open. And that's when I realized I had to make a video to rant about this thing. Please note, non-electronic toy. Do not attempt to install batteries in this toy. It is not an electronic item. Contains no circuitry. What? What? Okay, so I wasn't wrong. This thing doesn't light up, nor does it make any sounds. But the battery compartment is still there, and the holes for the speakers are still present, forever ruining the exterior of my TARDIS model. Look inside, you can see where the speaker is supposed to be, but it simply isn't there. And you might have spotted this earlier. When you open up the doors, you can clearly see the empty battery compartment taking up some valuable space on the inside. Why include all of this if the thing has no electronics? I tell you why. So they can reuse this model later for whenever they're going after this build of the ship again and decide to put some sound effects in it. Don't believe me? Well, here it is right here. The second Doctor with a TARDIS that has sound effects and even has a little LED light on top in the lantern. As I mentioned above, this would have been the same make of the TARDIS present in both episodes. I have very little doubt that this is the same model with a different coat of paint and some electronics put into it. That is just so lazy and cheap. Reusing the same model even when one doesn't have the electronics inside of it. It just irks me so much. Would it really have been that hard to make some slight alterations so that the non-electronic models didn't have the speaker holes or battery compartment? It is a blotch on what is otherwise an outstanding looking TARDIS model. Do all non-electric TARDIS models still have the housing for the electrical components? Cause if they do, that's just lazy design. Shame on you, Character Options Limited. You came this close to perfection, but you let laziness get in the way at the very last second. Alright, now that that's done, time to put this on the shelf and never pick it back up again, and time to sell you on eBay. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please feel free to hit like and subscribe down there.